Hi everyone, my name is Dévi and welcome to Book Connoisseur. So, I have one of my favorite videos to film of the whole year. And, you might see my dog walking around. I brought her in to introduce her, but she doesn't want to come on camera. She's a little shy. Anyway, it is the time of the year for the Irish Readathon, and I love reading the Irish Readathon. Every year I participate. I think I've participated for the past 4 or 5 years in some form or another, either just by myself or on my Instagram, Book Connoisseur on Instagram if you're interested. And I have the prompts sitting next to me on my computer, and so let's get into it. The Irish Readathon is a readathon organized by Aoife, Leanne, and this year they added Lisa as the hosts, and I will link their channels below. They are sharing lots of great content about this readathon, and they also have shared their plans for the readathon, and yeah, so here we go. The first prompt is to read a book with green on the cover, and I have picked Himself by Just Kid, and I love Just Kid. Things in Jars is one of my favorite books of all time, and I also read, I think it's called The Night Ship. It wouldn't be on the back. It's her most recent release. I will post the covers for you if you're interested in reading her other books for the readathon. And this is her first book. This is about an orphan boy investigating the disappearance of his mother. And something I love about Just Kids books is there's always an element of magical realism in them. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. Sorry, let me let the dog out. Here he comes in. This is Clover. This is Clover. Come here. Okay, the next prompt is to read an Irish children's book. I've been meaning to read this book for a few years now because apparently it's very popular to read in elementary school in Ireland, and that is Under the Hawthorn Tree by Marita Conlon McKenna, and this is a book following 3 children during the Irish famine. And I've not read anything set during the Irish famine, and so I'm very excited to learn about it. The next prompt is an interesting one. It's read an Irish book related to the number 7 to celebrate 7 years of the Irish Readathon. And so it could have 7 in the title, 7 in the year it was published, whatever. I have 2 that I picked for this prompt. One being Himself by Just Kid because 7 letters in the title. And the second one is Into the Woods by Tana French because this was published in 2007. I've never read a Tana French book. My husband loves them. I like thrillers, so I'm excited to read this. Yeah. This is about children disappearing and then reappearing, and police investigation, mystery, what have you. It was super popular when it came out, and it's still popular today. Yeah, Tana French is very beloved, so yeah, I'm excited to read it. So the next prompt is to read an Irish book that fulfills one of the cover prompts, and the cover prompts are animal, food, house, books, people, trees, transport, a fantasy element, and stars. I have a couple of books that work for this. So, trees, branches all over this one, and then tree right there, and people. Anyway, I think I've covered this one just based on what I'm already planning to read, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Next prompt is to read an Irish book in your favorite genre. I don't know what my favorite genre is. Historical fiction, maybe contemporary fiction. Anyways, I have a few for this, so I believe, I don't know when these are set actually. Anyway, my first two that fall under these prompts are Foster by Claire Keegan and Solely in the Day by Claire Keegan. I love Small Things Like These. Small Things Like These is a historical fiction that's set in the 80s. And I'm not sure I don't know a whole lot about what these are about. All I know is I love Claire Keegan and her writing and her storytelling in such a succinct manner, and I am excited to read her other books. They're fairly small, so I think I can, get through these pretty quickly, and yeah, I'm curious to see if I like them as much as Small Things Like These, but we'll see. And then I believe this is historical fiction, but again, I don't know what the timeline for this is, but The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. And guess what? I don't know anything about this book. I've heard it's great, so I don't think this is literary fiction for sure. So I think it's a family saga of some sorts, telling the story about a family struggling with money and whatnot. Yeah, this made the Longlist and the shortlist for the Booker Prize last year, and I've had my eyes on it ever since then. And actually, the winner of the Booker Prize last year was The Prophets by Paul Lynch. I will put the cover right here, and that is also by an Irish author, so that would be a great one to read this month. I'd love to read that if I can get my hands on it, but I have some ambitious plans for this month, so we'll see. And lastly, the final prompt is to read the group read, which this year is The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. And from what I remember, this is about two friends having sort of this relationship with another man, and it's sort of a love triangle about life as a young adult. Yeah, so I was kindly sent this by the publisher, so I've had it since it came out and have been saving this for this month to read. Yeah, and I'm really excited. I'll probably get started with this pretty soon in the month of March. And just to go over a few more things, the Women's Prize for Fiction Longlist is announced on March 5th. So I'm hoping there are some Irish authors on that list. If so, they will be added to my reading for the month of March. I'm also slowly making my way through the Women's Prize for Nonfiction Longlist. Unfortunately, from what I could tell, none of those authors were Irish. But there are some covers with green on them, which it doesn't have to be an Irish book, so we'll see. Maybe I'll read those, maybe I'll read something else. But these are my plans for the Irish Readathon, and I'm hoping you will join me. I'm really excited to be participating this year and sharing it on YouTube. If you want to follow along, please subscribe, like this video to keep track of it for my recommendations. If you like any of these recommendations, are you participating? What books do you plan to read for the Irish Readathon? Let me know in the comments below, and I will be back soon with another Booktube video. Bye!